The border between England and Wales, the bridge over the River Severn. Cross it and move to a different country inside the United Kingdom, and it is genuinely striking how different rules seem to have led to different outcomes. Because while the infection and death rates in England are refusing to go away, in Wales they are now close to zero.
We have to remember that coronavirus significantly, disproportionately affects the elderly, and the mortality rate, sadly, in that age group is higher. Therefore, we do expect to see cases, but I do like to see we go down to zero cases very soon.
By the time the virus was at large in England, Wales had begun preparing. The 2-metre rule, which is being dropped in England from this weekend, remains in force here. It's also been forbidden for months for anyone to travel more than 5 miles from home. While London is full of traffic again, this is the centre of the Welsh capital, Cardiff, outside the government offices. Part of this clearly is about the rules, another part, acceptance of them and people's behaviour. In Wales, and indeed in Scotland, where the daily death rate is now effectively zero, people seem to be much more willing to abide by the lockdown than they were in England. That was most visible in the recent heat wave, which saw unpoliceable numbers of people descend on the south coast of England. The beautiful beaches of South Wales, by contrast, have seen very little of the kind. SELINA runs a company here which helps rent holiday cottages. The lockdown has almost destroyed her business, but she still supports what her government has done. She's more worried about English people coming over the summer and breaking the rules in Wales.
Ideally, if they could put signs over the M4, roadworks ahead, but remember we are 2 metres distancing as they're driving into Wales, anything like that, I think, to help the visitors understand that we are operating on a different law.
Governments are being judged over their response. Boris Johnson's is not being seen as being on top of things. In Wales, you can hardly find anyone with a bad word to say about their First Minister.
It's about messaging. My message in Wales is always about doing this carefully, about doing it cautiously, about taking one step at a time, never forgetting the coronavirus is here and could come back. Whereas the messaging across our border has sometimes been led by a sense to a wish to sort of say to people, it is all over, you can do what you like. And I just don't think that messaging is sensible at all.
Only next week will Wales begin to allow English people to cross the border into their country, and if things get worse in England, it might not sustain. And there's nothing Boris Johnson can do about it. The virus is leading to reputations being made and being broken. Laurence, Al Jazeera in South Wales.